Hello and welcome. This is Dirnan playing Minecraft on the Hippocraft server. Today's episode, I thought we'd finish a little bit more of the exterior of the mansion that I've been working on. As you can see, I have a rough outline with huge window holes, and I'm hoping to fill in a cool design in those window areas. And I've got a couple that I'd like to try out and see kind of how they look. So I'm gonna put those in here and we'll see which one I like the best. Here is my first design idea, and we'll just get a little bit higher on these scaffolding blocks. I did have to remove the scaffolding from this half of the building because there is a scaffolding that comes right across here normally, and so it's tough to see how this incorporated with the rest of this flat facade up here. And I do like it, except does that wood need to come all the way across? No, this wood is just here for the door. Right. Because the big dark oak door is going to go in, recessed into there. Okay, never mind. So that's one idea, is to have a little bit of circle at the top and a few little things there, and then separating this out into more of a separated window as opposed to one giant opening like it is on the side here of there's two giant openings. So it kind of breaks it up. The downside of this is that in order to have glass there, because I'm using stairs, it does have to bump out one. That would make this room one smaller, so that there would need to be, the wall would be down here, here. So it would just sort of feel a little bit smaller, which is probably fine. Yeah, because it's a big enough space that having it bumped out is fine. Alright, I'm going to do the other design I'm thinking of on the other side, and then I'll bring you back and we can see what they look like in comparison. So this scaffolding will probably be gone next time we come back. Back with the other side. So this one is definitely much easier to make. It's a lot less complicated of creating it. It does leave it a little bigger. Makes, the opening at the bottom is bigger. It adds more of an M shape to it, as opposed to this one, which is more of two windows with a circle on top of it. So I'm gonna have to think about what I want to do with that. Yeah. So I have the general layout of the mansion kind of all set. I expanded this out. I'm not sure if I've shown any of this yet, but I added scaffolding just to give it an idea of how big it should be. And then up here is the map. I moved the map over here. And it used to be in this area, and I moved it over to here. So that hopefully I can, expand this map up the wall and out this way, so it's just a giant map room. In total in the mansion, there's 8 windows that are the same size of 5 across and 7 tall openings. So there's 4 on this side and 4 on the other side. And I'm not sure if I'll do the same design in all of them, or if I should do different ones in the front, and then these side ones should be one of these, and then the ones facing the back should be the same as the side ones, so that the front is sort of a different style than the sides. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. And I think for the front, I'm going to go with this circle one. And the sides will have this easier to make M shape one. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if I should make the windows look like the circle shape or the M shape. As we head to the basement of the mansion, I've made a few changes. Mainly, I was informed that my village breeder had become a little overzealous, so I took care of this. There used to be a box room here that had villagers in it, and I moved them over here. And this is so I can have a nice trading area with them. And now they come over here via minecart and do their thing. So a few of them got renamed. Thing 1, Dirnan clean out your breeder in thing 1 and thing 2. And then I added a farmer and another librarian. These first 4 got locked to having an Infinity book, a Fortune 3 book, an Unbreaking 3 book, and a Silk Touch book. So I will trade with them once I get emeralds to see what other trades they got. This guy is not locked. He doesn't have experience yet. He started with Smite 2, and I have a clock here that tells me what time it is so that I can break this and put it back down and hopefully get a different trade with him. The farmer's the same thing. I'll break that. And he can't get out because he's standing on a pressure plate and this iron bar is in the way, so he can't move. So he's not locked, but I think it's not the right time of day to reset trades like that. And hidden button. This is the rail line that runs all the way to the village breeder. I have that one rail turned off back there in case I need to get out of there. And these guys are up here because before I built that, I just transported a bunch of them down this way, thinking I'll eventually build an iron farm this way, so I should have villagers this way. But then I ran into trouble of them just bumping into each other and being stuck, and then they just would bounce back, and tried lots of ways to solve that and never came up with a solution. There's a bunch of villagers that are chilling over there. Bunch of light. They shouldn't be turned into zombies. So I'm not too worried about it. These guys just keep coming out though. So, and then through this door, if I can get through here with these guys here, is back up here, where the villagers get bred by these two that are just producing more and more villagers, which is great. And then the carrot farmer is also producing carrots for free for me. And I replaced the map into the mansion with my idea board for different buildings that need to go into my city here. So you can check out these. If there's something you think, oh, your medieval city definitely has to have a fill in the blank, let me know in the comments and I'll add it to the idea board and we'll see about getting it added to the village. Eventually, we're gonna go fly around here right now. Eventually, I'll lay out where buildings are gonna go. I've already laid out the wall for where the city's gonna be, and I started to lay out gravel paths for roads, and the pathways will for sure be wider than just one block, but I wanted to get them down. So I had kind of an idea of where things should meander and go. So this road here that runs from the mine that's over here, it runs to what is going to be a tower, so a guard slash watchtower, since this is the wall, and will, guard against river access and intrusions from the forest. And there'll be other guard towers around. Yeah, so I've got ideas, but what sort of ideas do you have for this village? Alright, so I need to work on the villager trading thing because somehow they both are farmers even though there's just one composter. These two, because they're not locked, at least they weren't, don't seem to be following the right rules, and I accidentally punched this guy, so he doesn't like me very much. So it might be that I take this guy out, and then I just focus on one guy at a time, or I might have to, before I send them in, I just put down the workstation next to them while they're in the minecart, so they can continue. So I can figure them out here and then lock them and then send them in. But for right now, I'm going to leave it the way it is. This guy has terrible trades, but I think it's past the time where I can change what occupation they are, because even when I pull this out, they're both still farmers. And how I punched him was that I was getting rid of this thing and clicked one too many times and it hit him. So we'll put this back just for fun. And yeah, I might get some paper and trade with these guys and see what else I can get from them. That is where I'm going to leave this episode. I spent a bunch of time trying to get a mending villager, but it is difficult. I will grind that away until hopefully I get a cheap mending villager so I can add mending to a lot more things like armor and my elytra so I can fly around and see the server from a whole new vantage point other than creative flying, which is totally different. Of course it is. Alright, this has been Dirnan playing Minecraft.